Today we're just going to have a chat about one of my newest favorite addictions and additions to the collection. And this is just going to be my main way of playing retro from now on, I think. Instead of actually collecting the original cartridges, I will focus on Evercade collecting. This specific one has a ton of. Stop licking me. A ton of Capcom games pre installed, and it also has 11 free games that you can get as well on top of that, which you can get on any of the consoles. They all have some free games on them. But this one has extra Capcom games like Breath of Fire and Double Dragon 2 and 3, and many that I'm forgetting. Oh, 1942, 3, and 4. Yeah, it has a ton. It also has Ghosts and Goblins, I think. So, highly recommend checking these out because they are awesome. They take actual physical cartridges. It doesn't have one in it right now, but that's because I have them all right here. And the buttons on here just feel incredible. So if you've never had one of these, it just feels so good to play. It resembles the DS Lite with how mushy they are. I like it. And then these are really clicky, the start and select buttons and all that. So also the D-pad is incredible. But on top of the console being incredible and having pre-installed games, each cartridge you can get for it is only about $20. Well, if you buy them when they come out and not when they go up in price later on, because it's the second-hand market. Gotta love it. Alright. But speaking of that, a lot of the cartridges have, anywhere from 1 to probably close to 20 games sometimes, so they can have a ton of games on them. This one has 12 on it. It's the Intellivision one. Probably my least favorite one, to be honest, but not because it's bad, just because the Intellivision is a bit it didn't age well. It's kind of like Atari. Yeah, but it does have one really fun game on it that's kind of like Ghosts and Goblins, but that's because it is a fan-made game that was made in 2015, and it's called Princess Quest. It is a ton of fun. I have not beaten it yet because it's very difficult, like Ghosts and Goblins, but yeah, highly recommend this. Plus, it comes with physical cartridges for all the physical collectors out there. It has a manual that has a good amount of information about each individual game. Sometimes it even has information about the company that made the game, stuff like that. Some of the people involved in the company, it'll have information about them. It's a really cool historical piece, and I love reading through each manual. And then I also have this one, Indie Heroes 3. So this isn't retro games. This is modern, or mostly modern, indie-made games. This one has some really good ones on it. It has a ton of puzzle games that are really fun, some really good platformers, and it also has a really neat little visual novel-like Game Boy aesthetic game that's a lot of fun. But it's actually one of my newest ones. I still need to play a lot of things on there. I've only played a couple of them so far, actually all the way through. I've dabbled in each and every one of them, though. And then we have something like this. This thing is incredible. It has both, the first two Legacy games on it, Soul Reaver and Blood Omen. And it's remastered, or I think so. Maybe not. Maybe it's just a straight port. Either way, I've been playing through Blood Omen, and it's a ton of fun. And has a manual. And then we have the Technos collection here. And I'm trying to... Oh, yeah. This one had Double Dragon 2, The Revenge. So I have 2 copies of... Wait. Maybe Double Dragon 2 and 3 are not on the Capcom thing, and they were on this one. I can't remember. But either way, they are on this. And it also has Minky Monkey, which is a really fun puzzle game. It has Mania Challenge, which is a very good wrestling game, and I don't like wrestling at all, but I enjoyed that. But yeah, it has a ton of good games on it. I played through most of them. And then we have Metal Dragon and Life on Mars. I've beaten Metal Dragon. It is hilarious. The dialogue basically makes fun of Metal Gear, uh, even though the gameplay is a bit different. It's more of a top-down shooter action game. It's awesome. And also, some of these have a poster in them. Now, if I remember right, I can't show you that side. But yeah, it's such a cool collector's item. I love getting these. I can't wait to try to get all of them. They have over 70 cartridges and I only have 10 so far. Then the IRM collection. This one has a couple really fun shmups on it. I've been getting addicted to shmups a little too much. Because it has the original R-Type, and it also has In the Hunt and Moon Patrol, along with Lightning Sword's 10-Yard Fight, which is a fun football game, and I hate football. I'm not a fan of sports in general, but arcade sport games are fun, at least so far on the Evercade. And also has Battle Chopper, which is another shoot 'em up that I have not beaten it yet. I've beaten In the Hunt and Lightning Swords. And then we have the Data East collection. Which has the original Burger Time. It also has something called Bad Dudes versus Dragon Ninja, and I just love that title. If I remember right, it's a 2D platformer, action platformer, or it's a beat 'em up. I can't remember. It's one of the two. And then it also has a couple beat 'em ups that are isometric called Gate of Doom. And where's the second one? It has Gate of Doom 2 on here too. I think it's called Wizard Fire on here. Yeah. But then those two are like medieval isometric beat 'em ups. They're awesome. Highly recommend those. And then it also has a puzzle game called Breakthrough, I think. Or maybe that was an action game, I can't tell. I can't remember that one. I know Tumble Pop, that's a fun puzzle game. Then it also has Darwin 4078, which is a really fun shmup. Sly Spy is a fun mix of action game. Like, it has a lot of different stuff going on it. I need to play through it fully. It's a lot of fun so far, though. And then it also has Lock and Chase and Chain Reaction, which I have not played much of. I think they're both puzzle games, if I remember right. And then we have the Toe Plan one, which has a ton of really fun shmups. It also has Snow Bros, which is a really neat 2D action platformer where you get to roll the enemies up in snowballs and kind of roll them to kill the others. It's a lot of fun. I already beat that one. It was awesome. It also has Techie Packy, which is a puzzle game, and then all the shmups are Alcon, Flying Shark, Zero Wing, Truxton, Tiger Heli, and then it has something called Guardian, which I have not played much of. It's just it wasn't really clicking with me, but I'll try it again sometime. And then we have the Pico Interactive Collection number 3. This has a really, two awesome games on it that I can't wait to beat. One of those I'm halfway through. It's called 40 Winks. It is a 3D platformer, kind of from the N64 PS1 era. And then it also has Legend of Wukong and Punch King. That is a really awesome looking RPG that I have not tried much of, but I can't wait to play through it. It was my main reason of buying this. And then all the other games on here are just really fun little arcade-ish type games, like Radical Bikers is a fun just biker game, and then Sword of Sodan is a very mediocre 2D action game. Stanley the Search for Dr. Livingston I've not played much of. I think it's a platformer. But yeah, all the others I've not played much of on here. I need to hurry up and get to them. But it takes a while. That's another thing. I'm trying not to buy all of the cartridges yet. I want to play through the ones I own and beat as many games as I can. Here is the last one called Renovation Collection 1. This thing is awesome. It has Valis 1 and 3. It also has Dino Land, haven't tried that much yet. It has Beast Wrestler, which I haven't tried much of. And then it has Arcus Odyssey, which is a really fun I think it's isometric if I remember right, but it's action RPG. And then it has Final Zone, I haven't tried that much of yet. It has Gaiaris, which I've beaten. That's a really fun shmup. Renata is a shmup of some sort I've not tried much of. Soul Dees, or however you say that, that's a really fun one, but it doesn't have unlimited continues, so I may never beat it. I'll still play it though, it's fun. And then it has Freyja, which is a RPG that has mediocre reviews. El Viento is a really fun, hard action platformer that I probably will never beat. And then it has Exile, which is another mediocre RPG if I remember right. But either way, lots of fun stuff to try. I'm not going to force myself to beat all of the games on each cartridge. I just want to play through them enough to know about them and beat the ones that I can. With that being said, I just want to highlight Evercade because it's so fun to collect for. It's going to be my main goal this year, I think, because I have enough other things on other consoles, so I don't really need to buy much modern stuff, aside from a couple Switch games that I really want. Because I have no control. But yeah, until next time, hope you all have a great day. Bye.